Welcome to Quantum Leap into Riches. I am Patti Triosi, your host, and this is a mastermind of mentors who are speaking into your leadership, proven practices that work, and miracle-making habits. And we are asking the question, who do you need to be to allow the riches that are your divine birthright? Enjoy the show. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Quantum Leap into Riches. This is a mastermind of mentors that we've gathered who are going to pour into you their leadership, their miracle-making habits, and their proven practices. I am Patti Triosi, your host, and today we are welcoming Christy LeRae Longfellow. Christy lives in rural Montana with her beloved dog, Rosie. She is the author of Messy Miracles and runs a successful insurance agency with her sister. The business is endorsed nationally by multiple buying groups and associations and serves small businesses nationwide. Christy recently experienced personal transformation through an emotionally devastating divorce and a life-changing decision to quit drinking. It has been a whirlwind journey that completely transformed her life. She went from severe depression to watching her dreams come true in less than 3 years. Messy Miracles is one of the top 10 books in the self-help category and is in the running for the top award from her publisher. Her business is having one of the most successful years ever despite the COVID challenges. And she speaks much of her time enjoying her lakeside cabin with the new love of her life, boating, and writing her next book. Christy's not afraid of to be brutally honest. Her openness is a breath of fresh air and encourages people to drop their guard and just be themselves. Welcome to the series, Christy. We're so honored to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here.
So today we're talking about, this segment is about not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. And don't just survive your struggles. You can thrive because of them and find abundance in all areas of your life. And this has been our conversation since we met. You know, Christy, I have to say you're extremely consistent in your messaging, and I agree with it 100%. So, do you want to?
Thank you. Well, and it all kind of started for me with manifestation statements. You know, I was so miserable, so I found some. I put them everywhere where I would see them, and nothing happened for a certain period of time. But when it started happening, it completely shattered my world. I mean, I was divorced, out of my home, living in a tiny little rental when it all happened within a couple weeks, just getting by breath, and just at my lowest. And so then I really started to finally apply some of the studies that I'd been doing for years, trying to figure out how to be happy in this world, and actually had to apply them just to get through. And then things really started to shift in amazing ways.
So that's the knowledge of the applications is one thing, and then the willingness, and then you know, we have these unexpected things happen in our lives, and just really trusting the guidance to do those things that are already in your back pocket. Because a lot of our viewers have done so much research and have tried, you know, a million different things. And so what they're hearing consistently in our conversations is consistency and practice and faith and really taking a stand. And so explain to us a little more about your background for people who haven't read your book and don't know what happened.
Well, I was unhappily married, but trying, drinking every night, would wake up in the mornings, just want to be dead. It was pretty bad. And when I thought it couldn't get any worse, my husband came home and said, "I'm done. I've been using you for money the last few years, and I want out," and just messing around. And so then I really was at bottom. And I just was divorced. Like I said, I left my house, my dog, my newly remodeled bathrooms, my garden, my greenhouse, everything, and moved into a little rental next to the business. And cried. I lost 25 pounds. I lost half my hair. It was bad, and I don't like going there other than to let people know that if they're there, there is a way out, and it will get better. And there are some really simple things that people can do to see the light, and for the light to start coming back in, and then wow, things happen. And
Christy, I just want to applaud you and honor you and honor your feelings and your process, because sharing that is, I really get it. And I know you guys watching are getting it. It's so painful. And I remember for me, I'm going through a divorce myself, and not in the beginning stages that you just described, but I remember there were days where I wake up, and we've all had days like this, where you just, especially during a grief cycle, you just don't know how to go on. Like, you just really don't know. And you mentioned breath by breath, and you mentioned your affirmations. And I just want to reiterate, like, these are the things that work. These are the things that we can really use as our foundation and have faith in and take a stand in. So I just want to applaud you, because for sharing from such a deep place. So you wrote your affirmations out, and you, in your little apartment next to your business, you're like, put them on the wall. Okay.
And then I started writing my book pretty quick, and it was really healing. But the things that I was doing were the common things that so many people so much smarter than me have been teaching, and I've been reading about and watching. TED
Talk.
podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Podcast. Yeah.
Acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude, and love are the things I really keyed in on. And acceptance, if you could just get to a place where you're not fighting it, you're not regretting it, you're like not saying what if, why, I'm so angry. Just stop for a minute and accept whatever it is. The world the way it is today, you just don't want to believe it, you don't want to accept it, everything can be so horrible. But if you can stop just for a minute yourself, then it gives you that pause. It puts you in the now, that beautiful place where the guidance comes in. And it's so hard to explain how it happens, but you read so much about live in the now, be in the now. Well, I think accepting your situation was the best way for me to get there and find it. Here I am, what next?
Right.
And so that was one of the key things I used. Accepting yourself and not complaining, all of that is kind of just part of it.
That is key, right? Accepting ourselves, because so much time is spent on like feeling badly about not being in a better situation. And I know for me, I was thinking, God, how did I wind up here? Like, I'm, I don't, like, it wasn't computing, but yeah, you're right. Acceptance.
Forgiveness was the other huge one. I had to forgive my ex over and over and over. And I found forgiveness is something that is repetitive for the same things and over, because your mind will go back there again and again and again. And every time you go back there, if you just forgive. And one of the things that really helped me was remembering that forgiveness doesn't mean that what they did was okay. You're not saying, okay, well, it was not okay. It just frees you so you can move on. And that makes it easier to forgive. I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to stay there. And forgiveness frees you. It freed me. And I still practice it over and over, because so many things are upsetting. And we all have conflict with family, friends, work, businesses, people. And the faster you can forgive it and move on, it's huge.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. It's interesting. Forgiveness is really a very I have this a really big act of kindness towards self, because by forgiving, you're taking or allowing the charge of the situation to leave, and you're no longer carrying it. Chances are the other person's not anyway, so it's much better to have that freeing experience. Um, yeah,
I
and it
focus,
happens continuously. Yeah.
yeah, and if you can remember that beyond anything you want peace, rather than being right or justified, you just want peace, it makes it easier too. And some things are really hard to forgive,
Yeah.
but you, and I've heard these things over and over again, a lot of people have, but practicing them is when the magic starts happening. I remember the next one that was huge for me is gratitude. And I was in my little shower one morning. It's like 2 foot by 2 foot, trying to wash my hair. My elbows are hitting the sides, and I just started sobbing because I had just remodeled my bathrooms in my home. It was 2 bathrooms and beautiful rock tiled
Oh,
soaking tub, steam room, and I just was feeling so sorry for myself, and something just stopped me. And I looked up at that water, pathetic, trickling out of this little shower head, and I said, thank you that I have this hot water and I can shower indoors and it's clean, because a lot of people don't have this.
yeah.
And it just shifted.
Yeah.
You can't feel sorry for yourself and thankful at the same time. And I felt sorry for myself a lot. So I would just practice when I drive up to my cabin. I would practice, thank you for the sky, thank you for the tree. It was corny, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And then more things come in
Yeah.
for you to be thankful for. It really works.
You know, this is what resonated when I spoke with you on the phone up in your Montana cabin. I when we spoke the first time, and you told me the story about the shower and your level of gratitude, and you know, the messaging for all our speakers and all our mentors, it's always coming back to gratitude. And I just wanted to share with the audience how generous you are, because not only are you on this show sharing from your heart and your experience, um, but I wanted you guys to understand Christy's journey was from that tiny little shower where she's, you know, where the rug was pulled out from underneath you and your life changed dramatically, to where you are today in your business and your company. And I want you guys to really land on the gap, like the journey in between those two pieces, because that's where we will get the most value from this series. And so I wanted to share with you. So this morning I got a pink envelope from Montana, and inside was my copy of Christy's book, Messy Miracles. But not only that, but I even went even further. Like, someone's giving me a gift, and then I requested something else. So this is how generous she is. So I said, I've never been to Montana. Well, I've been to Montana when I was a little girl, but I don't remember it. But I wanted a piece of Montana. I wanted a piece of the story that she was telling, because I'm very tactile. And so I opened up my envelope, and then inside is this sweet note, which I'm going to read some of it for you, and handwritten note. And then this beautiful package with leaves and twigs and flowers from her garden. And I can't even tell you how special this is to me. But this tells me who you are, Christy. Like, this tells me who you are and how generous you are. And it's not just, there are things that you've grown in your garden. They're your sage, your Russian olive tree, gay feather flowers, I think that says. And this is so touching to me. And I just wanted to read a little excerpt from your book as well. So if I shot all the way over to 13, because it says peace, prosperity, and joy. So that's where my vibration was this morning. So I rushed all the way to 13, and it says, and these are Christy's words. She said, the hardest things that I've gone through have been the best things to ever happen to me. And then she goes on to say, I realize that my expansion is ongoing and there's no limit to the abundance coming to me. And then one more thing, she goes on to say, I would not be enjoying these many blessings had I not experienced the painful, messy miracles that brought me this abundant love, joy, happiness, peace, and freedom. I love those words so much.
Thank you.
I want you to
Thank
share a
you.
little more. Thank you. So
Wow.
the world gets to transform, like the world, meaning like the world inside of us, right? The transformation happens in us, and we are willing and stand in our transformation. And so that's why what I'm hearing is, and I'm going to really hear your words today because I could do a little more of this. I hear in the forgiveness, it's a stand in your leadership for a bigger, brighter, better future. And this isn't just our lives, this is our community, and this is the world. So that's what I hear when I hear you talking about forgiveness and gratitude.
There's so many people in conflict right now with the politics and the COVID and all of it. And rather than getting mad, if you can accept that people feel differently, forgive them if you feel offended, and send them love anyway. Maybe we should be grateful we live in a country where we can still say so much already.
Right.
But it would be nice for everyone to get along a little bit better right now. And but it starts with us, right? Sharing from the heart. We don't know what other people are going through, but it just opens up such a portal for light and love to come in and grow one by one.
Yes. And this is where we become magnetic, because you're an extremely sensitive soul. And we have a lot of extremely sensitive souls who are watching right now. So our trick today will be to really land for them how being a super sensitive soul in the world can actually transform your finances and can actually create and ignite the magnetism inside of you to bring more riches into your life. It's just this willingness to actually leap and stand in your power. So now you run a massively successful insurance company with your sister. So you're super sensitive and you're doing this incredible thing. So I want you to talk about how this is serving your business.
Well, I think one of the biggest things it brought into me personally going through all that was more compassion and more caring for other people and the ability to listen a little more. And it's kind of transformed how I interact with customers. When they call, I hear their concerns. I hear where they're coming from more. And I'm more in a position now where I want to help and serve, not just sell. And so it's changed the things I do and the way I market, email marketing. Instead of saying, hey, call me for the best rates or whatever, I found this really awesome grant for small business here. Apply. Maybe you can get some assistance, or here's a free way that you can put your business out there and get advertising for people searching for your product. So that's the kind of thing that I'm sending out now. The surprising thing is what's coming back is more than I can keep up with. It's phenomenal. The last 2 months have been more successful than I've had in well over a year. And it's in the middle of this crisis, where there's so many small businesses suffering, and the people I'm working with are phenomenal. They're recreating their businesses to meet the new needs and the new way to deliver their products in the world now. And it is drawing that in, and it's fun. And I love to surround myself with people who are vibrant and positive and operate like that in the world. That's how I want to be. And so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I keep hearing the same thing. I hear you saying the same thing over and over and over, which is this compassion and gratitude and generosity. And, yeah, you during a major pivot decided to just pour value into your clients and just help them and elevate them. And that, to me, that's like major leadership. You're like elevating them. See, the trick is when we elevate the people that we care deeply about, whether it's our family or our clients, friends, we get elevated. Like we all rise together. And so, of course, yeah, I love what you're sharing so much. um so what's next? You're writing another book, right? Is that did,
That's my goal. We have this contest I'm in now, ends in October, so I would love your vote. um, but I want to focus more. I felt like Messy Miracles was a lot of where I was, and I want to focus more on where I'm going and what's happening now and all the exciting things. But my my wish is to really help others and give others tools and examples. Sometimes we feel so all alone, like, oh, we're so hard on ourselves. And you always put other people up on a pedestal, and I do it still. But I want to let people know they're not alone. There's simple things, and the miracles happen on their own. And I, you know, believe in my higher power, and the more I trust and quit trying to control everything with my ego mind, the more the miracles happen. And it's so amazing. And just talking to you right now is just a huge another blessing in my life. And I'm so happy to meet you because you're putting this together almost as I speak.
right.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being a part of it. I think what's so beautiful about our segment today is that you are in the midst of this transformation still. And, even though, like, it's so funny, so many entrepreneurs don't see this, but your your success level is so amazing. But we're always, it's just human nature, right? We're always wanting to improve. We're always like, so it's so important to stop and just have the gratitude for what we've accomplished, and stack the wins, we call it. So yeah, so it's great. I'm glad the audience can see that you're still in process, and can see even, during your process, like you're writing books and you're growing your, six plus figure business, and you're elevating your community, and you're still putting all of these things into practice. So this is the arena, my friends. This is, hopefully you're seeing yourself in this talk, and you're realizing that this is in all of us. Like nobody has more of this ability than the next person. Like we all can do this. We can all leap into our riches. It's a matter of like, what are you actually willing to do? Like, how are you willing to let your feet leave the ground and be airborne in the leap to the unknown and to doing something different and allowing your own riches into your life? Like, what are you willing to do? Ask yourself that question. So, along those lines, Christy, I'd love you to share what you're offering to the audience.
Okay. Well, I have some information on just some of the practices to use to turn your messes into miracles. And also, I would be happy to visit with anyone and help them find the miracles in their messes. So you can reach out to me on Facebook or website or email, and we'll set something up to visit. And just sometimes it just helps to talk it through, and you can find it yourself. But I would love that.
So it's like a mini miracle session with you, then, is what I'm hearing. Oh, that sounds really fun. So we'll make sure we put the link in for all of you to find Christy, so you can have your little mini miracle session, because you sound like you're really good at finding this for people. I'm interested in that myself, actually, especially after getting these beautiful little treats. Oh my God. Is there anything else you want to leave everyone with today? Oh, I know. We didn't talk about signs. Looking for signs. So once you take a stand for your miracle and your miracle mindset and what you're envisioning for your future in this leap, right? You have to look for signs. Tell them about what you discovered.
Oh, I was in my backyard one summer day, and it was towards the evening, and these two huge, big blue dragonflies, I'd never seen dragonflies that big in Montana, were flying up to me, and just they would hover right in front of me and just look right at me. And it was so odd. I got my camera out to take pictures of them. And then a cold storm came through, and a couple weeks later, I was in the backyard, and I found one of those dragonflies, and I still have it to this day. But then I really started to look up the messages, that they're messengers of spiritual change and spiritual messengers. And I included him in my book because it was so profound. And every time I see a dragonfly now, I'm wondering, I wonder what's coming. Something's coming. You shared just a story that gave me chills about your dragonfly.
Yeah, so I love Gabrielle Bernstein. Like, so The Universe Has Your Back. I've read that book and I've given it out to so many people. I read her book, and then shortly thereafter, probably like, I don't know, 3 months later, I got a call that my dad was in a coma on the East Coast. And so I flew back, and when I got there, like I wasn't able to talk to him, right? Because he was in the coma. But it was an opportunity for me to really tap into the many, many years of study and practice that I've done through. A lot of you know me as a performance coach, and I work with you on camera to bring out your magic through the lens, through video. But I have a background in cranial sacral work and energy and biosonics and EFT and tapping. And so, but I wasn't bringing that to the world, and I wasn't bringing that necessarily in my coaching. And so I was then having conversations with my dad. Like, I was just like, I remember when I reached his bedside, I said to my mom, I said something to her, and she knew, like, I was like, we had this conversation. So my dad was present on a spiritual level. And I asked him, I said, when you pass, Dad, can you do something for the family that's spectacular and that is undeniably a gift from you that tells us that you're okay? And there was a sequence of events that happened in the moment he passed. And I won't go into detail. Maybe I'll be writing my own book on that. But there was a dragonfly there. The moment he passed, I looked down and there was a dragonfly. And that opened up an entire conversation with my family. And like I said, a sequence of events. And I do look for signs. I ask for signs and I look for signs. And to the outside world, they may seem ordinary, but when you ask, you know that it's a sign, and you don't need permission from anyone to tell you that that's what it is. And those things are your clues that you are really standing in your greatness and in your magic, and that you are on the path. I call it like leaves and twigs, and that you're finding land. Like, you're right there. So just stick with it. Stick with it, be strong, and take a stand for yourself, your vision, your future, and your magic and your message in the world, because somebody needs you. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. Yeah.
Awesome.
You got me off on a tangent. Oh my gosh.
Very special. Powerful stuff.
Yeah. Thank you for asking, Christy. This has been such a fun conversation. You're so grounded up there in Montana, right? In your cabin.
Thank you.
So where can everyone find you?
ChristyLeray.com.
Okay, easy.
And I'll have links to everything.
Okay, great. And we'll make sure that we put your information in there. And I think that we are ready to wrap. I think we've really gone through a cool transformation here, and I hope it's landing for everyone. Gratitude, right? Gratitude is huge, and generosity. Okay, well, Thank you, Christy, for being on the show. So, so grateful for you and having you here and sharing your story with us. And I can't wait to see where you are in 6 months. Like, this is, yeah, it's going to be off the charts. And I want to thank you all for watching, and thank you for being a part of Quantum Leap into Riches, because without you, we wouldn't have a series. And remember to live in your magic and your greatness, and to rise and raise your vibration so that the world can rise with you. And we will see you on the next show. Well, that's it for our show today, Quantum Leap into Riches. Thank you for watching and being on this journey with us. Please drop me a note and let me know how I can best serve you in creating a powerful video that lands in the heart of your perfect audience. Remember, raise your vibration and the world will rise with you. Have a beautiful day.